So Tego, this is the second session. So I was trying to explain to you that when you want to withdraw money, there is certain condition that you need to satisfy. In your if statements, yes, you managed to touch what is required, except that you didn't display any messages and you didn't take it step by step. You just make it in one if statement. Tego, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so he asked you, okay, let me see here. I think it's in the first here. So he said that so to be able to column to store the withdrawal limit, the amount, so yeah, column stored two values, overdraft limit and the maximum total amount that the holder can borrow. Okay, so you checked here. So the amount of the money in a bank account can be negative but not more than the overdraft limit, and you should show suitable error messages if an withdrawal cannot take place. Okay, so actually what you did is again touching, but the correct way to do it is that you should check that the amount is entered is bigger than the, I mean, it is within the withdrawal limit or not. So if it is bigger, then you should have to show him an amount greater than the withdrawal limit. If the amount is greater than the account details, I cannot recall back here. It is 2 and 1. Do you still remember what is in 2 and 1?
I think 2 is the the name,
okay.
maybe. I don't know.
So
the password.
Okay, no, so again, let me see. So that's here, and account details. So in the column 1, you are storing the balance. In column 2, you are storing the overdraft limit, and in column 3, you are storing the withdrawal limit. So he checks here if the amount that you entered is actually greater than adding these two. And that actually you missed totally. I mean, you never added these two to the withdrawal limit and the overdraft limit. So you never added that too. So if the amount is bigger than these two, it means that I mean, greater than the cash available. So you're not able to borrow that money. So again, here he's doing an if statement and he's showing a message, and that he explained. He explained clearly here. The amount of money that you can be withdrawn at once in a time, for example, 200. Okay, and the amount of money in a bank account can be negative by not more than the overdraft limit. So for example, an account with an overdraft limit 100 must have a balance of greater than or equal to minus 100. So it means that there is two things that can decide the withdrawal limit, the overdraft and the withdrawal limit, both. Okay, and you didn't add, I mean, yes, typically you created something, yes, that worked, but it seems that you missed that part totally. So that's why your if statement never talked about ending anything. Addition. So you only talked about the condition of those, and you never. And what is it? Tego?
Yes.
What is it?
Oh, that was basically for the negative. It can't be, for instance, if it's 100, it can't be any less than negative 100.
Yes, but I mean, in the programming language, what does it mean that you put 2 and then brackets? This is a multiplication, or what is it?
Multiplication, yes.
Oh, okay. So Tego, when you want to put multiplication, you have to put an asterisk. So
Perfect.
2 times the amount. Okay. Yes, mathematically, I understand. Mathematically, you're correct. Yes, but not programmatically. And let me ask you one thing. Do you know? So if you are given, sorry, that have no relation, but I wanted many times to explain that to you, but so do you know if you have something like that, and so 2 and then divided by 3. So do you know from where to? So if you want to evaluate that and come with a result, do you know how you're going to start? So this is not the type of question that typically come, but just for you to, because that is, I mean, the arrangement that you should do the evaluation here is actually in your syllabus. But I didn't see a question like that. Just in case, you just need to understand. So tell me, do you know how to evaluate such an expression?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, what is the highest thing that we should start with?
Brackets first.
Bracket first, and you should start from the left or right.
Well, the brackets are in the left, so
No. Yes, it's true that the bracket in the left, but we always should start evaluating from the left. And so we never evaluate from the right. We start evaluating from the left, and after the brackets, what is the second precedence?
Multiplication and division.
Yes, perfect. And then after this come
addition and subtraction.
Okay, yes, and you are just only missing this the power 2. So it means that
yes,
yes, and so okay, so that comes with multiplication and division, and then yes, the concept is there. Oh, you don't see my screen. Sorry. Oops, you didn't see my screen when I was speaking just now.
I can see your screen.
Okay, so you saw the red when I was typing the red expression. You were seeing it, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yes, you forgot the asterisk here, but again, I would say, okay, so what you have done here is not bad, but it's not 100% exactly what he required. So an ideal answer would be something like that. So what I wanted to say, what you did here is, I mean, what you did is similar to what he have put here, except that you didn't put any addition. Okay, so you just multiplied the amount by 2. Okay, but I don't think that this is correct. It should be added. It should be added.
Okay.
Okay, and yalla. Okay. So Tego, my remark with you here, that you really need to highlight your requirements, so that you don't miss marks. Definitely you will get some marks when what you write will get you some marks, but I don't think it will get you a full mark here. And one more thing, again, you are missing the procedure for this part of choice 3. You are missing the procedure that can do this kind of checking. So you have, I mean, it's simple here. You cannot accept any amount less than 0. So whatever the user put, you have to check it first. You have to do kind of a validation. And please remember that whatever the user input, it's actually a string. So it's not an integer, right?
Oh yeah, so
okay. So even here, you cannot do this kind of operation without even using an int function. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Can you just for me to to understand you, to assess your situation now. How long it did take you to? Can you still remember how long it did take you to answer this kind of question?
Maybe 20 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. If it is 20 minutes, it means that if you, so it means that you're able to have another extra 20 minutes to fulfill the requirements that you missed. So it means to me that if you come up with a code like what you wrote, but again, since you are not writing, you are writing on a paper. I would say don't come up with a code first, and then you need to modify and improve, because that will be, there is no enough space for you to do that, and that will be also a waste of time. I would recommend that you go slowly, little by little. I noticed that you could be smart enough or fast enough. I mean, you are faster than the usual in reading the questions, so you miss certain parts. So you need to pay some attention, Tego. Okay, so you don't lose marks. Tego, I was planning, and then you have to tell me. I was planning to give you some questions on the pseudocode and one question, a scenario question on the Python. So is that suitable to you, or you have something that you would like to? Okay, so before I give you the question, actually, because certain questions normally it come in a pseudocode, but I saw that this question is specifically, he asked you to write a bubble sort in Python, and that's not in the, it's not in the book. They don't write it exactly in the book. Yes, of course, we have been talking in the last 2 or 3 sessions about you converting code from Python, from pseudocode to Python, and even solving the Python examples in pseudocode. So you should be able to write that. But let me emphasize that I just want to go through this part first before I explain to you. So let me search bubble sort. Let me search here if I write it here. Okay, yeah. So can you explain to me how the bubble sort work? And from, I don't want to repeat. I know you are always ahead. So just tell me, how do you think the bubble sort work?
Okay.
Am I missing something? I'm waiting for you.
I thought I was supposed to think about it. I haven't seen this before.
Oh, really? You haven't seen bubble sort before?
No.
Wow. Okay. Oh, okay. So do you know why do we need to sort?
To sort them by maybe from ascending order, in ascending order.
Yes. Yes. So typically we have a list or an array that we have it in Python, and even it can be done in the pseudocode. So let me see here if I have no. Okay. So I will assume here that I'm having an array that looks like this. I would say 10, 20, 30, and then 40, and then 100, and then 200. Okay, that's an example. And some arrays would be also look like 100, and then 30, and this is 450, and then this is 40, and then this is 200, and this is 2. So Okay, now, do you see now, this is an example of two arrays that if we want them to be sorted, certain actions you cannot take on an array unless really sorted. So there is certain function that we can use on list to sort, but and they come up with algorithm, and they always teach it here and even in the AS level and A level, that how you want to use a certain algorithm to really sort a list of million items in the shortest time possible. Okay, so sorting an array is really a big issue in the dealing with large amount of data. So they come up with a lot of algorithms, and one of them is bubble sort. So the trick here with bubble sort that okay, first let me just point something to you here. So can you see this array?
Yeah.
So this array, I would say this is, sorry, including that, this is partially sorted. Only we need to only take that here to get this array sorted. Okay.
Okay.
So imagine when you're having a full unsorted array and a full partially sorted array, and you have a million elements. Do you need to make a for loop that goes through the million elements inside the array to make it sorted, or you need to come up with a smart algorithm to make that as fast as possible in the shortest time possible? So do you still remember the binary search?
No.
What the binary search do? What is the difference between the linear search and binary search?
I assume it checks two numbers at once, two elements at once.
Okay. Let me give me a second, please. So actually, in your level, you only need to learn about linear search. Linear search is that you have you want to search an array or a list for a certain value. So you have the array that is on the screen, for example, and you want to search, for example, so you see the first array here. Maybe you want to search if 100 exists in the array or not. So you can make a linear search, and you go with a for loop through all the elements of the array. And if you see 100, then you return true. Oh, I find what you are searching for. So this is a linear search. A binary search is something that will say, but binary search only work on a sorted array. So a sorted array is totally arranged from ascending order. So it will say, okay, I'm searching 100. Okay, so in short, I would go in the, so I will divide the array into two, and I will know what is the middle point. Okay, and I will come here, I find 40. If this array is totally arranged, so I would say 100 is bigger than 40 or less is bigger. So I should not search in the first half of the array. I should go to the second half. Then on the second half, I will find the middle point of the array, and I will search, oh, 100 is bigger or smaller or equal. So here you find it. So you find it immediately when you try to find the middle point. Oh, equal. Okay. So how many times I've gone through the array, and how many times I compared values? I compared only two values, the 40 and the 100, and I managed to get my answer in how many elements array? This is a 6 elements array. So the difference between looping through the whole array, if you have a million element, and doing this kind of selection, this is called binary binary search, and this is very fast, and it's not in your syllabus. I'm just telling you that to perform that kind of binary search, you have to do bubble sorting. So again, bubble sorting is talking about you want to always compare. You go through the array. and then you always want to compare the two subsequent elements that come after each other, and then you start switching them, swapping them. Did you hear about swapping before?
Yes.
Okay, and so you will keep doing that a number of times according to the elements of the array. So can you imagine that you need to I want you to notice one thing here. So first 27 is swapped with 19, okay, and then so that is one for loop that runs, and we always trying to push large numbers to the bottom. So we will keep comparing, we keep going down here and comparing subsequent elements. So when we compare 36 and 42, actually they don't need to be replaced, is in order. Okay? And if we go to the next, we compare 42 and 16. No, they need to be swapped. So we swap them. Okay? And then we move to the next element. So we compare, I think here 89, if I'm not mistaken, 89 and yeah, 89 and 21. Okay, here. So they are not, they need to be swapped. So he swapped them. Okay, and then he compared 16 and yeah, but the point here that because 89 is big, so he will keep pushing it. So when he put 89 in this way and he swap it here like this, and then he will compare it to 16. Okay, and you will find that he is pushing, as you can see here, this is just one for loop. He is pushing the 89 from its position until it reaches the end. In your opinion, does this make sense so far?
Yes.
So,
but some things are still not sorted though. Some numbers.
Exactly, yes, but okay. So he will keep running for loops. So this is the first time he run. So he will, if you see the code, you will see that he run a for loop inside a while loop. So it means that he will run how many times the for loop? He will run the for loop. So if we have 9 elements, he will run it almost 8 times. So he will run it. I think if this is the last -1. Let me try to show you the code here. So he will say that the top. Sorry, yeah. So he say top equals the length of the array. So if we have just now we have from 0 to 8, it means that we have 9 elements, right? And he will tell you top -1. Top -1 means 8. So he will run it 8 times. He will run the full loop for 8 times, and he will start from 0. So from 0 until 8. And notice he make a for loop. He will run this for loop 8 times. On the to go through all the array elements, but he will keep repeating that as long as the top bigger than 0 and swap is true. So he start the swap with true, and then he could keep comparing where is the top, where is the top, where is the top. The code does not show the top here, but if you look here, so every time he runs the for loop, he will say top -1. So did I make sense so far, or I'm confusing you? Are you confused?
I understand. I think I understand, yes.
Okay, so do you know how many times we need to run?
Until it's all sorted.
Yes, until it is sorted, and there is 2 conditions that need to be satisfied. I mean, this while loop will keep running as long as swap equal true. So if we run one full time, so remember, we start every time we finish the for loop, we put back the swap equal false. So it means that if we run one whole time through all elements. A for loop will run through all the elements, and if we run one full time and swap never become true, this means that we never swapped any elements, then this will never be satisfied. Okay, and so it will exit the while loop. Okay, so if swap become false or top is less than 0, then we will exit. So it means that if we go past running 8 times, we will exit. And if we run through all the elements of the array and we never make any swap, so we will also exit. So that is the condition. This is so in the exam question, typically he will tell you, he will get you a pseudocode and he will tell you, tell me what algorithm is that doing. So you only take a bubble sort, you didn't take any other sorts. So if you find while and for in the way that it looks like here, sometimes he calls the top here, he call it last. So like in the syllabus, he in certain, no, not in the syllabus, but in certain places he called that last. So what he do here, that he start with the top to the pointing to the maximum position in the array, and then he keep decrementing that. So every time he runs the for loop, so if you notice here, he pushed the large element to the end. So the next time he run, he will decrement, he will run the for loop, he will not run through all the elements. He will run until top -1. He will run until here, because it is already guaranteed the first time he run the for loop that he already pushed the largest number to the end, to the last position. He doesn't need to make any comparison here anymore. So you will find him the second time he run a for loop. So we said that we run the for loop a number of times based on the top or the swap. Because why he uses swap? The swap portion here actually take care of. So they put this part to take care of if you have an array that is partially sorted, like I shared with you, that is only having one number that is not sorted. So he doesn't need to run until, so in this condition, he need to run how many times? 8 times, until top is no longer bigger than 0. So he will keep decrementing top, like I'm showing it you here. He will keep decrementing top every time he runs the for loop. So if top equal 8, so he will run, so if it is the nine elements, because this is the length of the array here, okay, so we will run for top will be 8, because 9 minus 1, and then he will run it for 8 times, but every time it will be decremented by 1, because we already, every time we run, it means that we push a large number to the end. So, but anytime, so that will take care of arranging, sorting a totally unsorted array. But that condition will save me time if I am looping or trying to sort a partially sorted array. So these two conditions, this is doing something, is for something, and this is for something else. This part is for a totally unsorted array. This swap is for a partial sorted array. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Really?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay, that's good. So let me. Okay. So the guy here. Let me just show you. So again here, I just want to show you sometimes, because he sometimes bring you the question in the form of the pseudo code. So he used here the difference. He used repeat until, okay, and say he say not swap and last equal 1. So he doesn't use stop when he use the code. When he use the code of pseudocode, he doesn't use, he used last. Okay, and he again in the pseudocode he start from not from 0, he start from 1, and so we have to close.